poor. You know, they never will rise above poverty with that system.
You know what, Bob, Ron? I noticed on the news tonight they're referring to Obama as the provider. He's going to run as a provider. Romney's going to run based on self-reliance of the individual. You know, I'm thinking about moving over to the provider class. You know, or the provided.
Well, somebody has to supply the provider. Where are they going to get that part at?
From Romney and his people.
Oh, you mean the people that have not shrugged yet?
From all them people like you two who are still stupid enough to think you can run a business without government interference.
Well, I done give up on that idea a long time ago.
So, you know, as long as you two keep working, I keep getting it for free. And you know, that's the way they're looking at it.
I found a good jailhouse lawyer. We'll put a stop to some of this.
Okay. Sharing with all of us,
Yeah.
please. But anyway,
Well, you know one thing that did you see the article about 3 weeks ago in the Laugh-A-Lot Press? Made front page news and says 100 new jobs for Campbell County. Did you remember that?
yeah, but they're all government jobs.
No. This was jobs that had been created in Anderson County.
Oh, okay.
So here, I mean, we got nothing to brag about here in this county except what's going on in another county.
Well, that's what regulations, zoning, building codes, and all these oppressive boards and planning boards and committees and bureaucrats force upon us. We have to drive 50 miles to go to a job and back. So basically, you're driving close to 100 miles a day. You know, spending 2 more hours of your time having to drive instead of being productive. And it's all created by zoning.
Well,
You can only have a factory here.
And also,
You can only live here. You can only have a store here.
Also, it's created by intent. They intend to run all the business out of this county.
Bob, you're old enough to remember neighborhoods. When you could live in a neighborhood, you could walk to the store, buy something, carry it home in a paper bag.
Right.
You could walk to work, you know, and you didn't need a car. A car was not as required as it is today. Today, you can't shop without a car.
Yeah, but see now,
You can't work without a car. You cannot do anything.
Campbell County's got a solution to all these jobs out of town. They probably will set up a bus service rather than letting any industry come into this
I
county.
don't think they got a way to tax the bus.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, they know how to tax, all right. But anyway, I just want to point out that under the czars of Russia, a totalitarian government, they only needed 1 cop for every 50 or 55,000 people. We got to have 1 for every 300 people.
Right.
That is a police state, bar none.
It is. It is definitely a police state here, and really, I guess you have to take your hat off to all those multitude of law enforcement officers that they have not taken advantage of people more than they have.
Well, you guys got a great show. Get up here and let some real intelligent people.
We're going to get one of them somewhere.
Or ill people like that call in.
Thank you.
See ya.
Keep it up, guys.
We'll do another here, and then we got to sell something.
Yeah, we do.
TV.
Jerry met see my numbers anyway. He said, let's get out here and let the health department get out.
No, I don't think Jerry knew who was calling him, but if he had, he would have been, he'd have rolled out the red carpet for you.
Yeah, he would, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I was calling you guys to see what's going on.
Well, so far, we ain't been apprehended yet, but they're getting close on their
They're
heels.
closing in.
Well, I tell you, you'll have to have some skates on them roller skates.
You know, did you tell me you had some experience with Vital Care?
Oh, yes.
Well, let's tell us about your good experience with Vital Care, because we'll get a commercial on with all. We'll use you
That'd be great. Well, my experience was, I've got a daughter that's disabled, and she had to go in an ambulance to the hospital. Well, I called them, because I've known of them for about 40-some years. My dad did, and I did too. And Johnny Baum, like I say, is an excellent person. So anyway, they came in and got her and took her out to the ambulance, and they checked her blood pressure, and it was just out of sight, the highest she could have had a heart attack. Well, they called the paramedics before they would move that ambulance, and they came out and checked it, and it had gone down some. Well, from there, they took her to St. Mary's, LaFollette, and they checked her blood pressure, the paramedics even in the weight room there, and it still jumped back up real high. And they waited, and the doctor, they called the doctor, the cardiologist there at St. Mary's, and he said, take her directly to the emergency room. And see, we had an appointment with the cardiologist, and so we took her to the emergency room, and they stayed with us all the time until about she get ready to leave to see how she was doing. They could have went ahead and went somewhere else, but they was nice enough to stay there that they made sure that she was going to be okay.
562-9370, 562-9370, if you need service like Miss Shirley's describing.
And like I say, my dad was a sign painter in Florence for probably 50 years. And he did work for Johnny Baum. So we've known him a long, long time. And he's the #1 good person. So that's that.
Well, how are you doing, ma'am?
I have a few health problems, but still trying to keep.
You found you a grill yet?
No, never did.
95 Crown Victoria Grill. We'd like to know where you can find one of them at a reasonable price.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a cab the other day and went 3 places and had a few bills cost me $47.
Boy, cab fare's gone up. I remember you could ride around the world for $1.
I know, it's ridiculous. I think he said there was maybe 93, 94, somewhere in there that would work too.
I think so too.
But if anybody's got one at reasonable price, go ahead and call Ronnie and he'll get me the
I will. I'll hook you up.
Well, call Vital here, they're #1.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you.
See you. Let's talk about these other people before we take another call. For instance, Dixie Concrete. What do you know about Dixie Concrete?
Well, I know where they're located, and I told those 2 little old ladies that were wanting to see all those shiny new trucks, not new trucks, but shiny yellow trucks
Practically new.
that Dixie Concrete operated. And if you go down by there, that place looks exactly like a concrete place ought to,
Yeah.
And for years they tried to say something ugly about it because they thought they ought to have window boxes and tulips and pansies and daffodils and all growing all over the place. But what they've got trucks, they've got the other equipment, they've got stone, they've got the cement tower, they've got everything you need to operate the best cement company in
Been
LaFollette.
in business longer than the city of LaFollette down there.
That's exactly right.
But they also sell septic systems, septic tanks, all them things that hooks up to it. Got them big old concrete blocks you can use for landscaping or build your fort around your house. But you might want to build a bomb shelter out of them.
Right.
Dixie Concrete, they got it all and know how to deliver it.
I'm gonna have to import some of them bomb shelter items down there since we got our field leveled off. You think we ought to maybe just create a native habitat there?
I guess we ought to. Maybe stock it with birds and antelopes and
Yeah.
stuff.
elk. You can't shoot any elk now.
No, we can't shoot elk, but we're gonna have to get a fishing pond out there too.
Yeah.
You know, we still got a little cold weather left, and then you gotta get ready for, the camping out and all that propane usage in them grills and stuff. So what we recommend you do is go down to Diggers, and he's got our summer, winter propane and stuff.
Yeah, he has.
Winter, summer propane.
Yeah, he
It
has.
knows when to transition from cold
Right.
to hot weather,
Right.
and it always heats at the proper temperature. Right down there in the middle of the road in Sawmill Holler, 562-5444.
That's for all your propane needs, and those little Mr. Heaters, he's still got some of those, and they sure do come in handy in the morning, knock the chill off a room.
I've seen people cook breakfast on
Yeah,
it.
I've seen them do that too, you know. You know, you can take that Mr. Heater, you can lay it down and turn it up, tighten it up good, cook whatever you want to it, just cooks kinda fast.
Yeah. It cooks good.
I've
I've
cooked-
smelled it cooking.
I've cooked a many a meal on them.
TV.
Hello,
Hey.
Hello,
How are you?
Fair Midland.
Oh, that's good. How's the community watch going?
Oh, it's going excellent, my friend.
Got anything to watch?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You got anything interesting up there to
You're not
watch? I'll
too-
come up and help you watch it.
You're not too dependable. We come up there gonna break in your house when you're going over to organize that one over in Stonyport and blamed you wasn't still at home. And there's people looking out the window all over seeing we was gonna break in. Well, I was gonna let Bob go in first.
I don't care, but, I'd like to address the veterans around here and the service people in the military right now. We was, on the docket, supposed to get a veterans clinic here, and when it come right down to it, they said they couldn't, build it here because there wasn't enough veterans in this area. But it later come out that they had the wrong count of the veterans that's supposed to be in this area. Now, why didn't anybody down there at our courthouse raise Cain about that and try to intervene and help us veterans?
Well, you know, I think that they ought to build one here because they would get people out of Knoxville and all sorts of surrounding counties and Anderson County, because right now their only option is what, Johnson City or Nashville?
No, sir, they got an outpatient clinic in, Knoxville.
Do they?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm surprised. How long's that been there?
Oh, God almighty, it's been there. Let's see,
Oh, wait a minute. You said an outpatient clinic,
Outpatient clinic.
but you're wanting to build a hospital here, right?
No, outpatient clinic.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes a little more sense, but I still think you gotta go all the way to Johnson City or Nashville to be in the hospital. Why not have one little
You
place?
talking about having an outpatient service in Knoxville?
They got one there that don't have one
Yeah, I
here.
know. Let me tell you about that place. I had a friend that wanted me to take him over to the outpatient services in Knoxville, which I did.
Mhm.
I haven't seen him in 3 years and can't contact him, so I don't know what happened to him.
He may have fell through the cracks.
Yeah, I've been going there since
I'm
71,
serious.
It's across the
Really?
Baptist
Yeah.
Hospital. And then there was,
You don't know whether he's alive or not.
He's the one down on the lot down there from
they moved into a new
Lot
one over
across
there,
the
and,
street.
it's excellent. All the
the
amenities,
lot
they
across
got,
the street.
CAT scan
He's over there now,
No, I carried him over there 3 years ago.
on the lot across the street.
No, him.
That's before,
I'm a little confused here, Roger. We'll work it out behind the
We'll work it out, yeah.
that's before,
We'll duke this thing out.
that's before they moved in a really nice place, now.
Whatever happened to your buddy used to come up from, North Carolina, the older guy.
He's in a bad accident. He's been up here twice this year.
That older guy that used to come on
Yeah,
there?
he's been up
I
twice.
ain't
this
seen
year.
him in 2 or 3
Yeah,
years.
well, he didn't stay too long. He spent the night
What
with me.
about you don't? Did he ever,
Is what?
you don't? Did he ever show up anymore?
He,
You don't?
oh, no, the donk wound up in prison again.
Again?
Yeah, you know, and you know, he just got out when he come up here the first time.
Yeah.
And, then he went back and got in prison, got out and got in again, you know.
Well, you come from a nefarious background,
I
Bob.
tell you what, sir, that was my dog.
But,
We don't mean to ignore you, Roger, we just get caught up on small talk.
Right.
that's okay. But the veterans around here need to contact their senators and congressmen and all the way up to Washington and raise Cain, which I know none of them's gonna do. But if they was to band together and have a recount, more than likely we'd have a VA clinic.
Well, I sent a petition last week on that.
Yeah.
You aware of that?
No.
They're circulating a petition to get something relooked at, 'cause I signed the thing last week.
Yeah, they have, and, you know, you need, Roger, you not aware of that petition?
No. I testified in front of the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee before down there in Nashville.
Well, I'll be glad to tell you. I won't do it on the air because I don't know whether they want me to or not, but I'll be glad to tell you who got the petition. I mean, I don't know who started it, but I know who brought me the one I signed. I'll be glad to tell you who that is.
Roger came by my place also.
Do they watch your show?
I don't know. They live in Carrollville up on the mountain down there. I doubt if they've got cable.
Well, if they get, if they want me to sign it, and needs help on it, my number's 592-7567. I'm down off my home phone number, and that's my cell phone number.
Okay.
592-7567.
I'll try to get you fellas together.
We got the Vietnam Veterans Association started, and here in La Folla, we had a meeting. There might have been maybe 10 or 15 people, and then we went over to Rogersville and had a meeting and had 300 veterans plus their families. So we had over, I guess, maybe 1,500 people. Yeah, couldn't get nobody here to come.
Yeah.
That's how this county is. They don't want to stand behind nothing. They don't want to get nothing done. But yet they gripe all the time.
Not
They
me
don't
and
want
Bob.
to stand up for the rights.
Me and Bob are the chief gripers.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, I'm one too, so I don't care if they like me or not. It don't matter.
You know anybody named Mike that may have some blue trucks?
Oh yeah, Ridge Runner trucking.
Ridge Runner, that's it, Ridge Runner truck.
Yeah.
871-2410.
That's rock spreaders around.
In Harmony. Yeah, they rock spreaders, and they also mulch pilers and compost and dirt pilers too. They can haul all that stuff in them big old blue trucks. Got a
Sawdust,
RR on the
whatever you
back of it.
need.
You'd think it was the Roy Rogers Rates truck, but it's Ridge Runner.
Yeah, if they can get a truck down in there, they'll put her right there where you want her at.
871-2410.
And good people too, courteous people.
Thank you, Roger.
See ya.
But if you can't get a hold of that person and have him,
I will.
I might be able to give him a few pointers on which way to go in there.
Okay, I'll see if I can get you together.
Okay, I sure appreciate it, my friend.
See you.
See ya.
Bye. Ugh, TV.
Hello,
Oh, it's Akbar.
Hey, Akbar.
I called in. I had some business to attend to, but I finally met with Stevie.
Well, that's good.
Yes. I must say, Ronnie, Bob has a very nice hat on tonight.
Yeah, they come in pairs, you know. He's got another Nike.
Right, there you go. We two of them. They work better in pairs.
Yes, it is a very nice hat, though. I really like the white on it, and the brim looks amazing. Oh, my goodness.
Well, when are you going to start wearing your hairy hat again?
Well, I don't know. I've got it at the beauty parlor, and they're putting a little bit of a curl in it.
Goodness. I was going to call, though, and talk to you about your trip to... What did you say your trip was? I've already forgotten. I am sorry.
My what?
Yeah, Mr. Ronnie, you said you took a trip somewhere?
Oh, yeah, I went down to the Cornbread Festival in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, but I got there a week early.
Oh, my goodness. The cornbread? I bet it was good, though. Did you get to eat any?
No, didn't get to eat none. No, couldn't wait a week to eat. I had to come back home without any, but I'm going to hit it again.
Well, let me ask you, when are they planning on having the Date Palm Festival?
Are you talking to me? Or
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Richard. I have had a very long work day.
You've been out building mosques and stuff?
We are still working on it right now. We're trying to get the funds, but it is very hard to come by money around here.
You
know,
telling me?
You know, if you use those mohair prayer rubs, it'll put scabs on your knees.
Goodness. I have knee pads.
And on your nose, too.
Goodness gracious. My knee pads, they
Come on, move.
They saved me from a lot of pain, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. But, yes, I was going to say, though, goodness gracious, I am just so flustered today.
Well, we'll do that to you.
Yes, I know. Oh, my goodness. What was I going to say? I forgot. Oh, I was going to ask you, since you went to North Carolina, you wouldn't happen to
What?
be one of those tar people, would you?
Are you one of them tar people, Bobs? Bob?
What
One of them tar people?
Tar Heel.
Yeah, that's the tar people. That's what you're talking about, right?
You know, they took my favorite book out of the library.
What was that? Br'er Rabbit?
Tar Baby.
Joel Chandler Harris?
Yeah.
Tar baby. Oh, my goodness.
That's Uncle Remus.
Yes. Well,
Yeah,
I do
Joel
have one
Chandler
more thing to
Harris.
say before I get off. It is very quick. I would like to know what is going on with the Vital Care. Are they working? What are they doing? I had to call an ambulance the other night, and I am not very sure. Was it the Vital Care that is working in DeKalb County, or who is doing this right now? Because I just want to thank whoever it is.
Well, you have a choice, and I don't know who you call, but Vital Care is an independent business, privately owned, and then you got the Campbell County ambulance service, and the people that work on the trucks or whatever you got, whichever service you got, they're good.
Right.
But the best thing about Vital Care is they fund their own way, and the Campbell County, we have to fund them.
I understand. It was probably the Vital Care. I mean, I do not exactly remember. It was in very much pain. I had to go to the hospital. They had to operate and everything. It was not very good.
Well, as you well know, in order to cover La Follette at night, they had to take an ambulance out of Caryville. So you folks in Caryville are minus one ambulance now because we made the people aware that there was no coverage at night here in La Follette. So
I bet that went over good.
yeah, I bet so.
See, we made
That sounds very good.
made some more friends.
Very
Right.
happy. Oh, Lord, dear Lord. But is there anything you want to ask me? I never.
No. Should it be Allah or Lordy Lordy?
Oh, no, I believe in Muhammad.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I do not believe in Allah.
Okay.
All righty.
Well, I'm going to get off here. I need to go.
Well, thank you, sir.
Right.
Stay
Thank
out of
you.
trouble.
See ya.
Have a good day. Good night.
Thanks for calling. TV.
Hey, fellas, how you doing?
Pretty good.
You on your first thing there that you mentioned about thievery and all
Yeah,
that?
if anybody's got anything stolen lately, call us and we'll describe it and try to help you find it. And you can tell us
You
who you
ain't
are.
missing no
or you just-
radiators, are you?
Yeah, got some of them missing, but I got something else missing here lately.
What's that?
Got a set of side covers off of a 450E Dozer, John Deere.
What color are they? Green?
No, they're yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah, it's off of a Dozer.
Well, what good would they be for anybody other than for scrap iron? or
Scrap.
something?
Scrap iron.
Yeah.
And I'd say if they're lucky, they got $5 a piece for them, but I've checked all the salvage places and they say they haven't seen them yet, so, and I'm 99% sure the names and the guys that took them. Now, because these two fellas, we caught two on the premises on Easter evening. Same two were on the premises on Good Friday.
They were persistent. You got to give them that.
Okay, here's where I stand on this situation right now. I can charge these fellas with criminal trespassing still yet. I can still take a warrant for them for criminal trespassing. They didn't have these items with them. These items was missing before Easter. Now, if these people want to return these items, all they got to do is call 562-5656.
and you'll forget who you saw on Good Friday and Easter?
Well, I ain't gonna forget, but I won't take no criminal trespassing warrants, is what I won't do. But that's my option at this point in time. I can take the warrants and I can have them arrested for criminal trespassing. Won't get my goods back, but I'm pretty well 99% sure these are the two gentlemen that took them. If they not, they're in the neighborhood and they know who did take them. Now I'll tell you about criminals and thieves. They all know each other. They communicate.
Right.
And they know where these things are at. It probably cost me $100 a piece for replacing that lease, and they may get $5 a piece out of it. Now we're going to have to do something about this. This is just one of the things that's pulling this country down, is this thieving stuff. And something's going to have to be done. The legal system, the officers do what they can do, and the court systems are turning on money. And just like this situation here, if I catch these fellas, I have to go to court. I have to take at least 3 days because everything will be put off by the time they get a public defender and whatever else. And then they'll probably put on 2-year supervised whatever. I don't see
You get that
because-
$1,200 out of them.
Yeah.
If they get $1,200 and you won't get nothing.
They catch all them thieves if they could get $1,200 out of them.
Well, I feel for people being in a bad situation, and I don't think I'm not even taught to have these fellas go through this stuff. All I want is my goods back and be left alone. And anyhow, if they'll, number's 562, 5656, and I don't mind, I won't be taking no warrants, but I'm seriously considering taking a warrant for these two individuals for criminal trespassing. I can prove that point because I have the police records where they were interviewed on that day. So I can pull that back up and prove that they criminally trespassed. So it won't get me nothing back, won't get me my parts, but if I get my parts back, I'm gonna forget that part of it.
In other words, they could be looking at $1,200 probation fees out of their own pocket.
That's just for the criminal trespassing.
Yeah.
Of course, like I say, it don't benefit me any. Anyhow, gentlemen, there's a lot of things we can discuss, and I don't know if you got other callers there. If you get other callers, I'll be glad to surrender my time.
All right, a little bit.
You've been good at surrendering your time.
Yeah, in a little bit, if I have time, I will give you my remedy for the thieving situation.
Well, I know what you're getting at, and I hate to see it come to that point of what you're thinking, but you're not the only ones thinking that. There's a lot of people thinking this, and I don't know, society probably won't accept this, but society is not in our boots, or not in our shoes. They don't understand what we're going through out here. And I've got kind of an idea. People who write rules, and I'll get back, I saw a guy the other day, the weather was bad, it was cold, and you name it, and he's pulling the engine out of an old car, trying to get his car going. And I thought to myself, now, if there was an official somewhere, they'd be drawing up something, have this guy's car pulled or towed or something else.
Yeah.
These people who are making these rules, laws and whatever else, and are down on people, I think that they should have to go in. Anybody just like, I'm not getting one way or the other about the gentleman and recycling stuff or whatever, but anybody that's going to condemn somebody else for the business they're in, I think they should have to go out there for so many days and conduct that business or work in it or something to where they understand that business. And if they can't go out there and do it, I don't think they have no right to raise Cain about it because they've not walked a mile in that person's shoes.
Sure.
They have no idea what it's like. There's people out there right now, I can name you thousands of them, that don't know what it means to be cold or what it means to be hungry or wet or roll around in the mud and whatever to try to make a living. And in order to do that, I don't care what it is, if you're shoveling coal, if you're working on an old truck at 2 o'clock in the morning and there's snow on the ground, you got to be there. You can't read it in a book and understand what it's like. And these people, they need to understand. That guy out there changing that motor under that tree, he wasn't doing it because he wanted to. He was doing it because run into a class warfare. It's just a word. That's just a
That's just a
terminology.
word that they've heard.
That's right. But it can
Two
come,
words.
it can come till there is what you would consider to be a class warfare. And the way I'm seeing it, it's going to be the working people against the governing people
Right.
when it comes to warfare. And I sure hate to see what can happen, because I've seen this pictures of it and whatever that happens in these other countries. Gentlemen, I appreciate your time, and I sure hope my parts show up. And like I say, all I need is parts.
562-5656 if you got some bulldozer
Right.
parts.
Gentlemen, y'all have a good night.
See ya.
Thank you very much.
See,
You know, okay. Go ahead.
TV,
Hey,
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
pretty good.
I was just wondering, you're talking about the ambulance service there a while ago. That, the director of the ambulance service in Campbell County, according to my information, is off on sick leave this week.
Mm-hmm.
But the janitor, which is his son, is driving the EMS vehicle like he owns the thing.
I don't know about that.
And let you know the taxpayers paying for the gas, but you guys could, maybe shed some light on that subject.
I'll tell you what,
I appreciate it.
and you have every right to do that. You can go down to the Campbell County Commission down at the workshop and kind of make that known. I mean, that's your right and my right. Of course, they'll limit you to 5 minutes, but you probably get the point across in 5 minutes.
yeah, I think so.
I mean, more involvement we have of people that know what's going on, the better we're going to see our money spent, and it is our money they're spending too.
Yeah, and especially, as high as gas is today, I mean, that's just ridiculous.
They're using it as
They're
a
not
personal.
running like it's his own personal vehicle.
Well, that's a little bit overboard, ain't it? I mean,
Yeah.
could get him a motorcycle or something and run a little cheaper.
Well, yeah, well, actually, I don't even think he's qualified to drive one. I mean, the EMS vehicle.
Yeah, well, that might
But,
be
he's
interesting.
the janitor there, so.
Well, I don't know about it, but I encourage you to find out, and if you
I would, yeah.
get some definite information, we'll let you tell people about it.
Okay, well, I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate you. You know, did you miss Rainbow Restaurant this morning?
No, I didn't.
Didn't you?
But I didn't stop.
Oh, I did.
Well, I didn't miss them because I got up at 4 o'clock or 3:30 or something, and I'd already been eating.
They were open.
I know, but I was at home. By the time I come out, I was ready for lunch, but I didn't eat. But now it just kind of left a hole in my day, not having it out there.
I'm still enjoying mine.
Well, you didn't have some of them there grits, did you?
Yes, I did. They know how to make grits.
Evidently they do. You brag on all
Man, you
that.
can go down there and get a breakfast plate with 2 eggs, bacon or sausage. You get grits, or if you like I say, one of them people that poor white trash had to eat potatoes for breakfast, but if you want some of them hash browns, you get some of them hash browns, get a biscuit. You're in business for $2.99.
Yeah, you can get bacon, sausage, or bologna. You can get grits or gravy. You can get toast, and they'll throw in taters to grits, I think. That might be a good move, too. And you can get cornbread or, you can't either. You can get biscuits or
Toast.
toast.
Yeah.
All for $2.99. And if you just want something quick and ready, get you one bologna biscuits for 99 cents.
Right, they're delicious. Yeah.
Fried bologna on a biscuit, and that's in one
Right.
big old frisbee
Right.
size biscuits.
Right. And if you're having trouble getting there, maybe your old car ain't running too well.
I recommend tuning it up and getting your parts down in Napa.
Yeah, Napa Auto Parts, that's National Auto Parts Association. They have access to over 200,000 automobile parts. And this is a locally owned, privately franchised operation. And you got good people that know what you need when you go in there. If you go in there and you tell them, you describe the symptoms, they're like a pharmacist. They will prescribe the medicine.
Yeah, you might wanna check them out. They right across from IGA down there at Napa Auto Parts, and they're the home of the $17.99 oil change special.
Like you said that right. I mean, I don't know anywhere else you can go get 5 quarts of oil and get a filter to fit your automobile for $17.99. Or anywhere that you can go and get a new lawnmower battery for $22.
Let me tell you something else. The Republican-controlled Tennessee legislature recently huddled behind closed doors and decided what they was gonna do.
Right, yeah.
So they decided not to bring the gun in parking lots bill out, so, I mean, they voted on it and decided in secret so they wouldn't have to stand up in public and vote yea or nay.
Right.
And what that amounts to is, they say that you're not allowed to carry your gun in your car and park it on the parking lot of the people you work for without their permission. Which, in my opinion, and I know some people think I'm stupid, but if they can tell you that you can't have a gun locked in your car if you've got a gun permit and you're legal in every other way, they can also tell you you can't have a Bible or a newspaper in your car.
Right.
Because the right to have that Bible and that newspaper is under the First Amendment, and the Second Amendment just has as much weight as the First Amendment, and it allows you to protect yourself. And I think that this is just about no backbone. These people have no backbone.
Right.
They won't come out and vote in public, yea or nay. They go decide, send it off to summer study so that it won't be voted
So
on.
you can't keep a
Need
gun.
to call our representative of the
Right.
state and tell
Right,
him
the one that represents the state.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so that means you can't keep a gun locked. So what about your wife? Can you lock her up in there?
I don't know, but if I had one, I'd keep her locked up.
Okay. All right.
Let's see what's here real quick.
Okay.
TV,
Hey, we doing?
pretty good.
I agree with you. They just, the trade representatives, them just too lazy. They're afraid to vote on anything.
Yep, they won't vote on it in public.
Chicken.
They won't put it on until I get elected so I can vote on it.
Well, they get together and huddle, and this is a trick the Democrats did too when they were in power. They go huddle up in private and decide what they're gonna vote on, and then they hustle it away so they don't have to take a stand in public
Right.
and make somebody mad.
I won't hurt them, you know, in the election that
Yeah.
way.
It's election year.
Yeah. So,
Election year.
call your congressman.
It's election year.
Yeah, that's right.
You're a good man. Keep going.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I appreciate that he thinks I'm a good man. I got him. I fooled one, but thank you, sir.
Hey,
TV,
TV.
you gonna hug in a hurry because we're about to go off. What's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah, I wanted to correct myself. There's myself and 6 other men that went down there. They need credit for it too. And that
Okay.
gentleman that was talking about the ambulance.
Yeah.
It was a video or a picture. It's worth more than 1,000 words.
Yeah. That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it
Well,
was.
if you get us a video of these things that you see, we'd be glad to make a show out of it.
Right, there you go.
We can build a show around much of nothing. You've proved that several times.
If you see them right there driving, they can't say no, they wasn't.
Yeah, well, I don't want to condemn anybody. I don't know what's
I'm
going
not
on there.
condemning them, you know.
I mean, if somebody brings something to me that looks legitimate, I'll help them promote it.
But,
Right.
you know, who knows, he might not even have a driver's license to drive that vehicle.
Could be. But I'm sure we've got liability insurance to cover a situation
Sure,
like that.
sure, there you
No,
go.
but it wouldn't cover that situation because he's an unlicensed driver.
Oh no, our county carries all sorts of liability. They got that umbrella policy that kicks
Right,
in so
yeah.
they won't take the courthouse or something.
Oh, okay. Well, they kind of figured that.
Yeah, we don't want a courthouse. We don't want a new jail
Right.
took over before we get to move in. I mean,
Well, they're probably gonna start on another one.
after 3 times, maybe we got it right.
Well, if anybody can get hold of that gentleman, got that, he wants signed, haven't seen my, phone number.
I'll tell you what I'll do. This number you called on, good.
592-756, oh, that's my house number I called on.
Yeah, I'll call you back when we go off. Tell you who he is.
Oh, okay.
All right, see ya.
Okay.
See you.
You know, it's just about time for us to go out. We got a red light. I'll save it till next Tuesday night to tell you my remedy for a lawnmower that got stolen, 2 lawnmowers that got stolen from me. I used
Happy trails,
use
folks.
some very strenuous methods, and I'll tell you about next week. Folks, we'll see you next week.
Now, we're still on the internet, 2 different places.
What happened, I had a lawnmower stolen from a motel, I owned a motel.